This video is brought to you in part by Big Eagle Apparel, man. Come shop with me, man. And since I'm rocking with Trendsetter Production so hard, man, I got a discount code going. It's TS10 off. All capital letters, 10. So it's TS10 off for the discount code, man. But like I said, man, Big Eagle Apparel, man, come shop with me, man.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? What's up to all the trendsetters out there? Today I'm sitting with Macro Man Down Hall Jr. and his boxing club, Man Down Boxing Club on 3rd Street. Today I'm going to ask him a couple questions about his boxing career and how he helped out the children in the community. I want to start with a couple questions. First, going to be kind of basic. Where you from and what made you want to start boxing? What age did you start boxing at?
I'm from Indian Hills, South Memphis. Really from all over South Memphis. I was born in like Dixie Homes, K-Side, out Frank, Riverside, stuff like that. I was raised in Indian Hills. I started boxing when I was 12 years old. I'm 27 now, so like 15 years in the game. And man, what made me wanna just open up a gym for youth? You know, my motto speaks for itself, giving you hope, not dope. When we was younger, you know, I was younger and I was coming up, people older than me was putting dope in my hand, telling me to go sell it or smoke it, you know what I mean? So I'm putting the gloves in the children's hands, man, and showing them that it's a better outlet, you know, and this outlet worked for me, so I feel like it can work for other children, you know, coming up in the struggle.
So what would you say would be the most challenging part of your career or your boxing career? Because most people, it'd probably be family, it could be situations. Everybody had their situations that happen in life. What would you say would be the most challenging for you?
The most challenging part?
Challenging.
Challenging? The most challenging part, I say dealing with that adversity from friends, family, associates, you know, running a business, being a professional boxer, just that type of thing, you know, getting everything in a row, getting all my ducks in a row, man, and so I won't deal with too much mental adversity. Yeah, when everybody looking for you to make everything happen.
So I know, so you spoke on like helping the kids and how you came up and how it made you want to open up a boxing gym. So what would you say would be the most challenging part of being a coach to people that's just coming into boxing or kids coming into boxing? Because sometimes it can be the mental aspect, it can be the physical aspect. What would you say would be the most challenging?
The most challenging part is to get not just the black youth, but all youth as a whole, you know, to realize that they can be somebody, whether it's a doctor, lawyer, and that's what I'm teaching them in here, like to be able to get through that adversity in and out of the ring.
So it's not just boxing, just telling you, just do what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
Make some of yourself.
Yes, sir. I teach them accountability in here. I teach them responsibility. I teach them gratitude. You know, I teach them to respect authority, respect their elders. You know, I teach them a plethora of things. So.
All right. So with the kids coming here boxing, I know you say you had some professional boxers coming in and out. Are any of the kids doing amateur fights?
Yes, sir. We just recently started doing the amateur fighting because we wanted to make sure the children are wholeheartedly in the boxing sport, you know, and not just coming here to be coming here. We want to make sure they're ready. We want to make sure they're matched up with the right people, the appropriate people that's on their level. So yeah, we should be starting that in like the next 2 months.
All right, so going back to your career, if you can think of any names off the top of your head, who's some of the professional boxers either in Memphis or from anywhere that you worked with before, either sparring, trainer, or just?
Oh, I had a pleasure. I was 17 years old and I graduated. I'm gonna tell you the whole story. I was 13 years old. A guy robbed me and my blind grandfather. And I went back and shot this guy. The guy came to court on me. I went to jail till I was 17. I still got out, got my high school diploma. I won the Golden Gloves 5 times in a row. I knew right then and there, man, that I wanted to box, man. So I dropped everything, went out to Vegas, man, no money, no nothing, like just on faith, bro. I rode 6 buses to the Floyd Mayweather gym, the TMT boxing gym, Monday through Friday, bro. I rode 6 buses, bro, and walked like 3 miles.
Dedication right there.
Dedication, Monday through Friday, man, every day, man. And something shook for me. I ran into this guy named Otis Pimpleton Jr. He was a coach. He's still a coach, former coach at Floyd Mayweather's gym. He introduced me to Floyd Mayweather Sr. I got some work in with Floyd Mayweather Sr., Otis Pimpleton Jr. Shout out to Otis, OP. My bro Kevin Johnson, Thunderstorm Johnson, and Linnell Bellows used to help me here and there to get to the gym. My boy Nico, Free Nico, man. Man, he had a big impact on my life. You know, he was out here doing the wrong thing, but he never steered me the wrong way. He always made sure I stayed in the gym, had a way to the gym if I couldn't make it. Man, and also Kevin Thunderstorm Johnson, he's a fighter of Floyd Mayweather Gym. Linnell Bellows is a fighter of Floyd Mayweather Gym. Had a pleasure of sparring with Grover Young. He's now a heavyweight. He was a super middleweight contender. I trained with Fatal Freddy the Lad. He was a #1 contender. He was #1 in the world at once upon a time. You can Google him. I had a pleasure of working with, who else did I work with? And that's about it, man. That's about it I can think of right off.
So I know you brought up Floyd Sr. So how was working with him? Cause I know he done worked with a whole bunch of boxing, plus his son Floyd Mayweather.
I mean, it was. My anxiety was tripping on me. I was a little nervous, but it's the same as any other coach. You know, the basics, everything is goes off the basics. You get your basics right, you can fight. You know, you can get anything right.
All right, so in your opinion, there's a lot of different opinions going around about the pound for pound boxing today. Some people say Terrence Crawford. Me, myself, I say Canelo. Who would you say is the pound for pound boxer today?
I'm gonna say myself.
There you go.
I'm gonna say myself, but in the higher rankings, if I had to choose, I would have to say Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Crawford.
I had to say T-Bud, man.
I can mess with it. I'm a Canelo fan, so I'm gonna go with Canelo.
Yeah, Canelo, he's not much of an outside fighter. You know, man, Terrence Crawford, he's fighting on the inside, he's fighting on the outside. He done adjusted, he can adjust. I don't think Errol Spence gonna stand a chance, man. He might get Errol out of there in the 8. He might get Errol out of there in the 8 rounds, because Errol Spence, he's not an outside fighter.
Oh yeah, I can feel you.
You know, Errol Spence is an inside fighter. So even if he don't knock Errol out, he's gonna outpunch him. You know what I mean? Because Errol got to get into Crawford. Crawford got long ass arms, man.
Yeah, you gotta get him.
And he know how to switch.
Yep, southpaw, orthodox.
Beautifully. You know. So yeah, that's my prediction.
Man, there's so much controversy over there because both of them got their big fan bases and everybody just waiting for them two to fight.
Yeah.
But so if you can see any fantasy fight, either from old fighters, new fighters, go against each other, rematches, which fight would you want to see personally?
Personally, I would have to see a Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson. I would have to see a Marvin Hagler versus Roy Jones Jr.
I ain't heard that one before. Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
That's about it. Like, you know, and a Floyd Mayweather rematch with DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley. I actually, my first fight was at the FedEx Forum, and I actually knocked out 4-time world champion DeMarcus Chop Chop Corley's son. My first fight. A lot of people don't know that, man. Yeah, my first pro debut on the big stage, man. I fought against DeMarcus Chop Corley's son, man, and stopped him in the 3rd round.
Damn.
Yes, sir. That's where Memphis came from.
For real?
Yes, sir. Me and my coach said that right after the fight. It was like, so Macro, how do you feel about you being from Memphis and you hearing Who Run It comes on after you stop a world champion son? And I was like, huh? My coach was like, Memphis.
Yeah, I know everybody know that, cause I be saying it everywhere.
Memphis. I was like, Memphis. It's just Memphis. He was like, Memphis. I was like, Memphis. So,
and do you think that Memphis, like, I know you talk about your childhood growing up. Obviously, that played a role in it, because growing up here in Memphis, you know how Memphis is, and do you think they give a lot of people jobs to do what they're doing, like the kids that come here to do boxing, or some of the pros that's from Memphis?
Memphis, we as a whole, we have to support each other, win, lose, or draw. We got a problem with supporting people when they make it. We don't support people on the come up. So if we supported people more, like California, like New York, like Florida, like Atlanta, like those guys supporting each other. We supported each other more like those guys, man, on the come up. We'll be a better place, and we'll create more revenue, you know, and bring more money to the economy, man.
Yep. Feel you on that.
That's part of the reason why I opened up a boxing gym in the middle of the hood. And people was like, hey man, you're not gonna be able to make it here, man. Hey man, I box, man. I ain't worried about taking people money. I box. I can pay the bills for here off of what, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what I respect the most, cause I was thinking, when a lot of people, not even just boxers, they could be movie actors, rappers, whatever, they really just focus on themselves and just try to build up themselves.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't try to come back to where they from and do that. So I was like, yeah, I respect that a lot, that you're doing it for the kids too.
Exactly, and this is gonna create revenue. So look, world champions gonna come here. Golden Glove champions gonna come, Olympics champions gonna come here. I done had national champions come in here and fight, televised fighters to come in here, millionaires that been in here. Brian Young, the man that threw the Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson fight back in at the Pyramid back in 2001. That's a good friend of mine, man. Shout out to Brian Young, man. I won the Golden Glove 5 times in a row for messing with this guy. Nice guy, man. God bless him. Man, we just have to play our parts, man, and creating revenue. You know, a lot of people that came in here, you know, and somebody might come in here and say, hey, I'm gonna open up a nail salon right next door to here. Or somebody might say, hey, I'm gonna open up a gas station right across the street because I think this will be a good spot, you know, so to be by man down and business will be booming, just like that. So you got to think outside of the box, man, and I'm a risk taker. You know, I always been a risk taker all my life, so that's what got me here.
Yeah, and when I came in, I saw the little kid. He was sitting on the mist. I was like I said, I got a lot of respect for you doing it with the kids, cause a lot of people ain't gonna give the kids that much attention. And I can say he was better than me the second day. He throwing the punches, doing the come-ons on the mist. And how old he was he?
He's 3.
3
years old, just turned 3.
Dang, doing better than I was on my second day.
Yeah, man. Like I say, man, it takes time, man. But when you actually love what you're doing, it doesn't matter about the money. It doesn't like this is not a hustle, man. This is a business. You know what I mean? This is a passion. You get what I'm saying, bro? It's a big difference, man. I can come in here and play like I care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that won't get me nowhere. So
I would say some coaches do that. Like there'll be a coach of a boxing gym, you think, oh, I'm gonna get this working with this coach when he really somewhere off or just, you know,
ain't even there. So like, that's why when I come in here, like even when you come in here, man, you feel that energy. Like like you be having a badass day. You can be whatever, you know what I mean? You'll get butterflies, you know, but man, like when you come in here, like everything just, you forget about it. And then when you leave out, you're like, damn, back into reality. Like this place alone, like is a meditation center, you know what I mean? This is a rehabilitation center for troubled youth, our troubled ancestors, our troubled elders, like whatever you want to call it, man. Like this is a rehabilitation center, man. Like, and I'm gonna change lives creatively and consciously.
And since you said that about I can't even say the word.
Rehabilitation.
Yeah, about that. When I started boxing, I wasn't a bad kid, but it made me have more confidence in myself. And like, growing up in Memphis, it's kind of hard. You're gonna have people that check you, talk about you, whatever. They're gonna be like, hey, you this and that. You're gonna have somebody try you or whatever. But me, I'm knowing that I'm doing boxing at the time. So I'm like, I ain't really got to worry about that, 'cause I know what I can do. I ain't got to get into all that. And you were talking about how the kids come in here and you teaching them discipline, you teaching them, all that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because anybody, when I first started boxing, I'm thinking, oh, these folks, the other people in this gym, they probably, when they was my age, doing boxing, and when they got in the world, like, oh yeah, I box, yeah, and started getting the fights out of nowhere. But it's really not like that once you go into the boxing gym, because it's not just teaching you about boxing. Like you said, you teaching them about dedication, confidence, just respecting other people, and not just punch.
Yes, sir.
All right. And another question it's about the kind of fighters. Like, I know, of course, you're gonna say you can beat anybody put in front of you, because that's how you're supposed to be. But if you had to say, what would be the most challenging opponent style wise? Like, you got counter punchers, brawlers, like that.
I don't think there's no type of style that I have not fought against or endured. You know what I mean? I done got my ass beat so many times, like coming up in the amateurs and stuff like that. So I know the haves and have-nots. You know what I mean? I know to grab somebody if I'm dizzy. You know what I mean? I know to keep the jab out if I'm tired. You know what I mean? I know not to show if I'm hurt. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to even put myself in that category on feeling like a style is difficult, because I can definitely adjust to any type of style.
Cause in my head, like, if I'm in the ring and I'm say if I'm going against a counter puncher, and he's steadily dodging, and I'm doing my jab, doing my punches, and he's steadily dodging, do that play that type of mind game with you, or you stay just straight focused?
Well, this ain't free what I'm finna tell you. But like, if a guy's doing that to me, man, I'm gonna walk his ass down, man, and get him in a corner, so he can't dodge and go nowhere. I'm gonna cut the ring off. I'm gonna walk his ass into the corner, and hey, out he go.
You know. I know some people mental not up there. Like, when they see they playing, they working out. What Mike Tyson say? Everybody got plans till they get hit in the face. If your plan not working out, some people like, man, I can't. This ain't working out.
You gotta keep that composure. You gotta think about it. If you're not throwing punches and they throwing all the punches, and you got 12 rounds and y'all only in the first and second round, they gonna tire themselves out. So what that mean? You gonna have gas to go, but when you go, you gotta let it go. You know what I mean? Cause they might have that second win.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But last question. So I know you have your fights and everything coming up with your fighters and yourself, but it's a big fight supposed to be happening also at the end of July with Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez. Who you think will win that fight and why?
If it's not a tie due to politics, I say David Benavidez. One, because he's younger.
But does experience play a role in that? Cause Danny Garcia been in there with some real hitters.
That doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just a money thing, and I think part of the best fighting the best. David Benavidez is a super middleweight fighter. Danny Garcia, he's a welterweight fighter. Really a light welterweight fighter. So why are you fighting a super middleweight? Because you need some money.
And he really haven't had too many real big fights in a while.
Exactly, because he needs some money. All right, so he's probably trying to make a comeback. He's finna go in there with a young lion, a tall young lion that's fast, swift, and gets people out of there quick.
Yeah.
And I really hope that Danny Garcia doesn't get humiliated, you know, because that's definitely what's probably bound to happen. But if it doesn't go to the tie, the draw, then I do got David Benavidez winning that fight, just because of his work ethic.
All right. And for everybody that's watching this now and want to know where the boxing gym is, what's the address of the boxing gym?
4268 South 3rd Street, Memphis, Tennessee 38109.
And you say just kids, or it could be any age? Or?
Any age, all ages. Children 5 to 17 years of age, $100 a month. 18 to 49 years of age, $150 a month. And 50 and up work out for free from 7:30 to 8:30, Monday through Friday.
All right, y'all heard it. So if y'all want to get to boxing, come down to Man Down Boxing Gym on 3rd Street. Y'all heard the address. I appreciate let me come up here and interview you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man, for interviewing me.